It says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality.
Oh.
And she agrees?
Apparently she does. I cannot say anything about this because I don't have that. The only piercings I have, I only have ear piercings. I don't have a septum piercing. I don't have any piercings in my face. So I don't know if it's true. So I cannot say anything about it. But apparently it's true for her. Hi YouTube, welcome back in hell. My name is Cypress and today we'll be watching a video by the Advocate. This is explaining the nose ring theory.
Hey again guys, I've got a fun one for you today that I think you're gonna find interesting. Nose ring theory. And I just know that when I say that, half of you are going to be confused and the other half of you somehow know exactly what I'm talking about, even if
I am the half that is confused. I saw the title and I'm like, what the f is a nose theory? The nose ring theory?
you've never heard of it before. I will explain everything I've learned about this theory, show you some examples, and then give you my 2 cents on this whole thing.
Okay.
So to take you on the journey that I went down to get here, I'll show you the video that I first saw that introduced me to this whole thing.
So I'm 24 years old and I've been trying my hand at dating men specifically for probably about 5-6 years now in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men seriously. Keep running into the same issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know
That was indeed what I was thinking, yes.
each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only
I don't really understand why she says I don't have a type and then say that the men do not know each other. What does it have to do with each other? What does that have to do with each other?
thing that these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that
The fact that she says it like that already lets me know that she is part of the issue. Like, there's no self-reflection at all.
I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone, like love their partner and care for their partner. Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized for them to like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life, I'm the most important person in their life, that they would take a bullet for me, and every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay? I don't know about you, but when I tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person I care about the most, I show it. I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up is that they believe it. They actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and I'm the person they care about the most. I started calling it out. I would be like, you do not love me and you do not care about me. Like, point blank period. Otherwise, you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue.
I, of course, do not know her situation and how her relationships went. But if we're just going by that she says the guy treats me horribly and says that he loves me, I do agree with her that he doesn't love her if he treats her horribly.
And they get genuinely like offended. They get offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means. And like, I don't know how to get it across in a meaningful way to them. Like, they just don't listen. And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. Like, that is not what love is. That's not what love is. When you love someone, you don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them. Why is that?
I mean, intentionally, yes. Unintentionally means that you didn't know that it would hurt them. And sometimes that just happens by accident.
Considered love to you. I'm just like, I don't know where it's coming from. I honestly pity them because that has to be awful, but like, I can't handle it anymore, dude.
So in this video, this girl is describing her troubles with finding a good man. She insists that she doesn't have a type, that none of these men really have anything in common, but for some reason in the end they...
By the way, don't they have something in common? She says they don't have anything in common, but they all treat her horribly while saying that they love her, so they do have something in common.
always end up treating her horribly. And this led many in the comments to speculate that it must be something about her that is the common denominator. And unfortunately, since it's such a short TikTok video and we don't really get much insight onto greater parts
Yeah, exactly. We don't really know any details except for what she has said. Like, we still don't know anything now.
of her personality, and she's not very open about what her most major flaws are to figure
Exactly.
out why she's attracting such mean men or why her relationships are always driven to turmoil.
We don't
begin-
have enough information.
and to theorize, because it's one of the most noticeable things about her, that it could potentially have to do with
The
the amount
nose
of
ring?
piercings she has. In
What?
fact, these two comments right next to each other say, the piercing theory is
fuck
so
is the
true,
piercing
with over
theory?
700 likes. And again, don't know, don't care, nose ring theory with over 1,200
Okay, what the
likes.
f is that?
So you might be wondering, like I did, what about having a bunch of metal in your face would cause someone to treat you poorly? I mean, sure, the style isn't everyone's type, but these men were clearly attracted enough to her to date her. So then what is it that's causing the relationships to not go well?
Yeah, what is it?
I decided to look into what these men were referencing when they talked about the piercing theory or the nose ring theory. And this was the top video I found.
Have y'all ever heard of the septum piercing theory?
No.
If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about shit. So, this is common knowledge.
Common knowledge? I know nothing about any piercing theory.
It's actually dead ass. Because it says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality.
And she agrees?
Apparently she does. I cannot say anything about this because I don't have that. The only piercing that I only have ear piercings. I don't have a septum piercing. I don't have any piercings in my face. So I don't know if it's true. So I cannot say anything about it. But apparently it's true for her.
Dead ass.
Like I said, dead ass.
Wow.
Damn, straight from the horse's mouth. Or maybe I should say straight from the bull's mouth. You know, because you get it.
Yeah,
And
I get
if the person with the nose ring is saying it's true, I mean, there's got to be something.
I mean, she is allowed to say that it's true because she has one.
And this is just even more hilarious when we take that theory and then reference back to the first video where the girl was making her relationship trauma her entire personality. okay, that might have been a little reductive. After all, it was just one video. Surely
was
her
just one
entire
video.
profile
Exactly.
isn't like that.
Yo, you guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this is a secret
Oh.
that's been kept from me, okay? I grew up with 3 moms. My mommy issues are off the charts.
Okay, sure.
okay.
I mean, so maybe she doesn't have a dad and has a ton of self-proclaimed mommy issues, but that doesn't mean trauma's her entire personality.
Oh.
I have psoriasis. Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body looks like this.
Okay, so she has a bit of medical trauma too, but I mean, there's more to her.
Nothing normal can ever happen to me. I think I attract chaos.
Okay, so attracting chaos, it might be a little red flag.
Wait, hold on. Her admitting that she attracts chaos, doesn't that mean that it is something about her? Kind of? Right? Because there's a reason that you attract chaos.
Something normal here.
Not to be a man hater or anything. Actually, no, fully to be a man hater. Fully.
I was about to say, whenever someone says something like that, a sentence that looks like that, it is that you do want to be that thing that you say that you don't want to be.
man hater.
Oh, okay, I guess she also just doesn't like men. I mean, you could have brought that up when you were theorizing on why your relationships with men
True. How can you have a relationship with a man if you're a man hater?
might be going poorly. I'm starting to connect the dots.
Yeah.
Now, when I first started looking into nose ring theory, I didn't think that I would take it seriously at all. I thought it would just be a
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have a nose ring. I don't know a lot of people with nose rings, so I'm not really going to take this theory like it's the truth. But of course, it can be true for some people, but so many things can be true for some people, you know? It doesn't mean that it's true for everyone, you know?
But the more I looked into it, the more I think that it might actually hold some weight, because I did find quite a number of studies that have strong correlations between individuals with a lot of piercings and tattoos and how they are perceived and who they attract. This study seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos scored significantly higher than those without for sensation-seeking and risk-taking behaviors. This other study that I found seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos, specifically specifically women, scored significantly higher for extroversion and assertiveness, meaning they are more aggressive socially.
Wait, hold on. Extroverts had a greater extent of tattooed skin area than introverts. I mean, I am an introvert and I don't have tattoos. I do want to have a tattoo, but I'm like really hesitant. I'm like, I really do not know what I want if I get a tattoo. I feel like I am going to end up with no tattoos because I cannot make a decision.
This study that I found in Psychology Today examines how people with tattoos and piercings are perceived, and the most popular finding was that they are perceived to be more sexually promiscuous, and that they tend to attract people who are looking for more casual relationships than serious ones.
Oh.
And many other studies seem to point to people with piercings and tattoos having higher correlations with impulsivity and more experience with trauma and adversity. This study from BMC
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
seemed to find
I'm not gonna lie. The people that I do know that have a lot of tattoos do have a heavy past. Of course, it doesn't mean everyone, but now that I think about it, the people that I do know with a lot of tattoos do have a heavy past.
strong correlation between body modifications and people who experienced childhood abuse and neglect. And this one really stood out to me. This one found a notable prevalence of individuals with a high number of body modifications and borderline personality disorder. Now, this is not to say that individuals with piercings and tattoos are all degenerate,
No, of
problem
course not.
children,
No,
undeserving of
like I said, like yeah, it's gonna be true for some people, but I don't think it's gonna be true for everyone.
I myself have a belly button piercing and an entire side piece, and I find myself to be pretty well adjusted. And
I don't have tattoos. I do have a lot of piercings in my ear, but I don't know if the ear counts. Does it count? Maybe it counts.
I've had a lot of success in my relationships. But it does beg the question, could there be any legitimacy to the nose ring theory, or is it mostly just something that jerks shout at people they disagree with online when they happen to have a nose ring? My ultimate conclusion? Probably both.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, I do think that second thing does happen a lot.
Honestly, even with all of these studies and research papers, you're never going to be able to make a correct, sweeping blanket generalization about every one kind of person who looks a certain way. In the case of the first video we watched, where the girl is describing her issues with relationships with men, we know that people did at least initially find her very attractive, as she even cites at the end of the video that I cut off that both men and women have described completely falling in love with her. And when I first listened to her story, I wasn't even making any judgments about her physical appearance. I was truly waiting for the other shoe to drop of when she was going to describe some consistent patterns of behavior that might lead to all of this correlation. In her case, I definitely think that being a vocal man-hater was probably the linchpin in the disruption in her relationships.
The moment that I knew, I don't want to say she's the problem, but like that she was part of the problem was when she said that she was not the problem. And it just screams to me that you have a lack of self-awareness, which is so important when you are in a relationship.
Into the disruption in her relationships with men, but certainly not all women with piercings and tattoos feel that way. In fact, here are some examples of super pierced and tattooed girls in very happy relationships with men.
Hell yeah, we love that! No revenge, because my boyfriend and I have a relationship most people can only dream of and are committed to each other for eternity. Oh, love that. Best cat that ever. Aww.
What is this?
Doing my pretty boyfriend's eyeliner and realizing I finally feel safe, secure, and loved for who I am in a relationship. Aww.
What is this, please?
Also, it's so funny how they always go for the nerdy gamer guys.
Because I think, in my opinion, the nerdy gamer guys in general are not really judgmental. I mean, in general, you will go for someone who will love you for you and let you be themselves, right? But in my experience, the nerdy gamer guys usually don't really judge fast, you know? Because they are pretty alternative, right? And you know how society is.
This is what makes the nose ring theory so complex, because if the first video were to be enough to prove that it's accurate, then all of these other videos should be enough to disprove it, right? At the end of the day, the nose ring theory is just that.
It's just a theory.
An idea worth discussing.
A nose
Is it true
theory.
that people with a lot of tattoos and piercings tend to be a bit more rebellious, chaotic, and traumatized? Yeah, probably. But does it make them inherently undateable?
Nah.
No. Some of them are. Some of them are absolutely undateable, but not all of them. As with most things, it's a case-by-case scenario, and it's always more important to pay attention to how a person behaves or what they believe in than it is to try and find secret clues in how they look or dress.
Yeah,
Anyway, that has
agree.
been my analysis on nose ring theory. If you liked my coverage, please drop a like on the video. Consider subscribing. We are so close to the big 500,000, the big $500,000
Wait, are she already there?
subscribers. And drop any comments that you
Oh, she was
have
already
on
there.
the subject
Let's
down
go!
below, because that also helps boost me in the algorithm and grow my channel. And if you want even more from me than you can find here, consider joining my Patreon at patreon.com/thedadvocate for early access to my videos, exclusive content, and exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. Thank you so much
Thank
for watching
you.
all the way until the very end.
Thank
I will
you.
catch you in the next one. Until soon.
Bye! Hi! If you like the video, please make sure that you like it and subscribe to my channel and turn on notification bell if you want to see more of it. I also go live on Twitch and on this YouTube channel, so come join us sometimes. Bye!